In previous videos, I explained about the concept of root locus. In that, I explained what is the root locus, need of drawing the root locus, and how to draw the root locus. How to draw the root locus means rules of drawing the root locus. Now, in this session, I am going to explain about the root locus with some examples. That means how to draw the root locus for some examples. These are the examples here. These are the open loop transfer function g of s or g of s into h of s. This open loop transfer function may be either g of s, that is equal to k divided by s into s plus 2, or this normally the open loop transfer functions are represented like this, that is g of s into h of s is the open loop transfer function. But here h of s is unity. We need to find out the root locus for a unity feedback open loop transfer function. H of s is equal to unity, so that g of s into h of s is nothing but g of s, that is equal to k divided by s into s plus 2 here. One example here. So see, for rule number 1, for this problem, how to draw the root locus. For rule number 1, I will apply the rule number 1 here, solution. What is the rule number 1? It is root locus is symmetrical about the real axis. Symmetrical about the real axis. That means after drawing the root locus, we will identify this is the symmetrical about the real axis. So coming to the rule number 2 here. Rule number 2. What is the rule number 2 here? Here the number of poles p is equal to 2 and the number of zeros z is equal to 0, and the poles are s is equal to 0, s is equal to minus 2. These are the location of the poles. Next, there are no zeros here, and p minus z number of root locus branches will terminates to infinity. Z number of root locus branches will terminates to 0. That is about the rule number 2 here. Next, rule number 3. So existence of the root locus branches on the real axis. It gives the rule number 3 will give the information about the existence of the root locus branches on the real axis. For that you have to draw this root locus diagram here. This is the root locus diagram. At s is equal to 0, there is a pole here, s is equal to 0, and at s is equal to minus 2, let us assume it is minus 2, there is a pole here, and also the root locus will exist. The root locus branch on the real axis will exist like this here. You see, this is the root locus branch will exist in between these two poles. This is the root locus branch. Why? Because to the right side of this point, the sum of the poles and zeros is odd number. Here only one pole is present, so that there will exist a root locus here. There will not exist any root locus in this session. In this from here to here, there will not exist any root locus. Next, rule number 4. In this rule number 4, we will find out angle of asymptotes. Before that, how many number of asymptotes are present here? Number of asymptotes. Number of asymptotes is equal to p minus z. For our problem, p is equal to 2, z is equal to 0. So 2 number of asymptotes will present here, and also the angle of asymptotes can be calculated like this. Theta asy asymptotes is equal to 2q plus 1 into 180 degrees divided by p minus z, and also q value will varies from 0, 1, 2 dash up to p minus z minus 1. Okay, p minus z minus 1 is equal to p is 2, z is 0 minus 1, that is equal to 1. That means the q value has to be varied from 0 to 1. So if q is equal to 0, theta 0 is equal to 180 degrees. If q is equal to 0, if I substitute in this equation, Q is equal to 0. 1 divided by 1 into 180 degrees, that is 180 degrees divided by P minus Z. P minus Z here is, so we already found P minus Z is 2 here, that is 2, that is equal to 90 degrees, that is equal to 90 degrees. And if Q is equal to 1, theta 1 is equal to 2 into 1 plus 1, 3, that is 3 into 180 degrees divided by 2, that is equal to 270 degrees. 270 degrees. Okay, we found the values of angle of asymptotes here. And also the next rule number 5. What is the rule number 5 here? Rule number 5 is centroid. Centroid. How to find the centroid here? What is the centroid? Centroid is nothing but a meeting point of the asymptotes. How to find the centroid? Centroid is indicated with a symbol of sigma, that is equal to sum of the real parts of poles minus sum of the real parts of zeros divided by P minus Z. Okay, so what are the real parts of poles here? Real parts of poles here, these are the poles here. S is equal to 0, S is equal to minus 2. So this can be written as 0 plus J0. Next root is can be written as minus 2 plus J0. So the real part of poles here is 0 and minus 2. So let us substitute here 0 plus minus 2. Why? Because it is a sigma summation. So it is a real part. It is a summation of real part of poles minus, there are no zeros here, so that it is 0. So P minus Z divided by P minus Z. We already know that this value is 2. So this is minus 2 by 2, that is equal to minus 1. That means the meeting point of the asymptotes is at S is equal to minus 1. I will look at S is equal to minus 1 here. So this is S is equal to minus 1. And at this point the asymptotes will meet here. The asymptotes will meet here with one is plus 90 degrees and another is 270 degrees. One angle is 90 degrees, another angle is 270 degrees. So here it is one angle is 90 degrees. This is one asymptote, and it is another asymptote. It is, this angle is plus 90 degrees and this angle is minus 90 degrees. This angle from here to here is, it is minus 90 degrees, or from here to here this angle is 270 degrees, plus 270 degrees or minus 90 degrees. Both are same here, minus 90 degrees plus 270 degrees. Okay, next this pole will move in this direction, this pole will move in this direction because there exists a root locus branch in between the poles. Like this, it is moving like this, it is moving like this, like this, and also it is moving like this, like this, like this, like this, and they will come to each other, they will collide to each other, and one pole is moving along with one asymptote and another pole will be moving along with another asymptote. So we will find out here the breakaway point. The breakaway point will exist here because the root locus will exist in between the two poles here, so that there will exist a breakaway point here. So how to find the breakaway point? That is the rule number 6. Rule number 6. Rule number 6. Breakaway point. Breakaway point. Okay. To find out the breakaway point, we need to make dk by ds is equal to 0. So this equation can be obtained from 1 plus g of s into h of s is equal to 0 equation or characteristic equation. So what is this 1 plus g of s into h of s is equal to 0? We know that 1 plus g of s is equal to, what is that? K divided by s into s plus 2, and h of s is equal to 1 unity feedback, so it is equal to this one. So k is equal to minus, or k divided by s into s plus 2 is equal to minus 1. If this 1 is going to the right side of this equation, then k is equal to minus s into s plus 2, and if I multiply this s with s square plus 2s, this is the k value, and dk by ds is equal to minus 2s plus 2 is equal to 0, and 2s plus 2 is equal to 0, s is equal to minus 1. So this is the breakaway point or breakaway point We can also check whether it is a valid breakaway point or an invalid breakaway point by substituting this S value in this K equation. So what is this K equation? K is equal to minus of S square plus 2S. If I substitute, if S is equal to minus 1, then find out the value of K here. K is equal to minus of minus 1 whole square plus 2 into minus 1. So this is equal to minus of 1 minus 2. That is equal to minus 1 minus 1 minus 2. This is minus 1. Minus 1 into 1 plus 1. It is plus 1, which is greater than 0. So K value is greater than 0. That means that is S is equal to minus 1 is a